Welcome to Crypto Warehouse News. Today is Wednesday, the 14th of September. We are 5 minutes late with the stream as we've had a few technical issues with the new hardware. I am Mike and I am with Julian.
Hello.
And Brogan.
Hello.
And today we're going to have a look at a few of the headlines that have been in the press over the last couple of days. Before we start, Julian, how's your week been?
Occupied by unfortunate events for the Queen.
Yeah.
Watching the TV, flicking between BBC One, ITV and Sky to just get that little change of angle.
And commentary voice.
And commentary voice.
And commentary voice.
Yeah. I have to say it's been remarkably well conducted.
I think it's been very solemn.
Yeah.
With the right level of...
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Although this morning when they were interviewing the butcher from up in Scotland, I did wonder, in fact, have we got access to a phone line here, Brogan? Because I saw a fella that's an enthusiast, a royal enthusiast.
Oh, yeah, him.
He's been interviewed, so I've got a mild interest. So I'm expecting about 12-ish once they've run out of most people to get a call. Keep it open if you can. We can take it live on air.
True.
How's your week been, Brogan?
Yeah, it's good. It's been good. Haven't really been doing too much, but
College work.
yeah, basically that's my chat.
Well, before we start, a few other things. Thanks to everybody who watched the Art Punks NFT.
Yes, the
Video.
big video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
we
big.
made on Saturday, published on Saturday. This weekend, we have a very special NFT project that we are covering. We are covering Astrals, which is another Solana NFT project.
Okay.
This one with a larger-than-life founder,
Who is that?
Mr. Shaquille O'Neal,
Oh,
Very large
big
man.
basketball player.
basketball player.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. So we will be doing that on Saturday and putting that live on Saturday. And if you haven't seen the Art Punks video, please do so.
Yep.
So to kick us off, I
Yep.
think Brogan is going to take a look at the
Bitcoin
crypto
prices.
chart.
Yes. So let's go to Bitcoin. So our current price, when it loads, that is.
Has it gone down again?
I think it went up to like 22,000, then come back down again. So it's at $20,300 right now. It was, so this is day. So yeah, it was up about 22,600. Yeah, so it's come down a bit throughout the day. So if you go to 7-day chart, it was at a peak. Oh no, wait, no, it was at. So it's peaked at 22,300, 600, something like that. But it's right now currently 20,300 something dollars.
So this happened
Yeah.
because the CPI number, which basically is inflation in America,
Yeah.
it came in last night. Instead of being 9.1%,
It's higher, wasn't it?
9.3.
Mm.
So that 0.2% is not enough for the risk on assets to be held. So basically we went from risk on to risk off.
Like Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi. So we're now risk off.
Right.
And later on this week, we're going to have the futures close on Friday, and there's a few other things. It's called the quadruple witching, which is a very posh term for everything happening at once. So by Friday, Bitcoin could be down towards 18.5, 19,000 again. And the Fed notes, I think they also come out on Friday, Thursday,
Okay.
Friday. So we're going to find out if there's a rate hike. Now, as you said to me this morning, the UK inflation fell.
Yeah, from 10.1 to 9.9. That were only announced, well, I saw it announced very early this morning.
Although it's only a small decrease, if the price of oil stays down
Yeah.
and doesn't start heading towards $100, we might see a kind of a breakaway.
Yeah.
So the European Union are sticking their rates up because they've been about 6 months too late. The UK might decide to not increase rates, or if it does, by a smaller amount.
Yeah.
And then America, I think we're looking at either 1% or 0.75% increase, which isn't good for
No.
anybody with a mortgage,
Nope.
anybody that needs to borrow money. So unfortunately, Bitcoin is going to get hammered until inflation really does start to come down.
Yep.
So
So next, we're actually going to look at something pretty cool, actually. Google have made their own Ethereum merge countdown.
Yes.
So if you search up the merge on Google, you will find that there's a little, section.
It's like a Christmas countdown.
Yeah.
That's what I compared it to.
Yeah.
I suppose.
You've got your Christmas countdown telling you there's 100 days after Christmas.
Yeah, 20 sleeps.
20 days till Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, we now have one sleep left till the merge.
Yeah.
Right.
How many hours?
23 hours, 90 minutes.
23 hours. So, what's that? 10 o'clock?
The graphs are suggesting nobody knows this, though.
No.
I thought it would be starting to sort of move, and it has, but in the wrong direction.
Mm.
Well, Ethereum was $700 or $800
Yeah.
a month and a bit ago, and now it's at $1,600.
Yeah.
The question is, how much would it have gone to if we were in a bull market and not a bear market?
Yeah, but in that respect of climbing from 700 to 1600, it hasn't outperformed Bitcoin massively, though, has it?
Over that period of time it has, over the last week or so it hasn't.
No.
But the problem you've got now is, this is the biggest event in crypto history. Nothing like this has ever happened before, because nothing has ever happened at this point in the market. So things in the past, like the Lightning Network that happened on Bitcoin, and when Bitcoin had forks which caused Bitcoin Cash, etc. They all happened when the market was in an immature state.
Yeah.
This is the biggest thing to happen to crypto. We've got a $1 trillion industry, and we now have Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency, completely changing from proof of work to proof of stake. It's huge. So potentially the biggest thing that's ever happened in crypto is happening tomorrow
Yeah.
at the pits of a bear market.
Yeah. So what you're saying is if it flatlines, it's done incredibly well.
I think if it can keep its head above water, stay at 1700, it's done remarkably well.
Okay.
But we just don't know what's going to happen. I mean, the Ethereum that's locked, that's not going to be all released tomorrow. We've said
No.
this before. It's not all going to be released tomorrow or the day after, but over a prolonged period of time. So the only people who can dump their Ethereum are the people that have bought it
Yeah.
and are just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Like me.
Like you.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yes. So moving on,
Yeah.
we have, is this the first article of the day?
Yep. The Starbucks. So Starbucks to offer NFT-based loyalty program using Polygon's blockchain technology. So Starbucks Odyssey will allow customers to purchase digital collectible stamps in NFT form that offer benefits and immersive experiences. The program is to be built on Polygon's proof of stake network, a scaling tool that sits on top of the Ethereum network. It announced plans to launch a series of NFT collections, providing unique experiences, community building, and customer engagement.
So as a Starbucks user of the future, is being given NFTs to explore the world of Starbucks something that would appeal to you?
I mean, it says it gives benefits, so yes, I would. If I was a consistent Starbucks user, I would want this.
And what about yourself, Julie?
I think, yeah, and you can get them little things, can't you, that they put stamps on, so you get 10 stamps and you get a free coffee.
Yeah.
The little bit of car's not very attractive, is it? So if I've got it on a mobile phone that sort of glistens and moves, I'm going to be all over that.
The question is this going to be as good as the McDonald's meal deal where you get the little tiny plastic toy?
I don't think anything's ever going to be that good, is it?
No.
Especially when they did The Simpsons.
Well, I was going to say, did they do a Homer Simpson's cup?
Yeah.
So is it going to be as good as a Homer Simpson's cup?
Can't be, because that were a physical asset, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So do you know why they've used Polygon?
It's cheap. I know that for sure. It's a cheap network.
Well, my theory is Ethereum is switching from proof of work to proof of stake. Energy costs will drop by 99%. So technically, as of tomorrow, Ethereum is going to be green. So for the wokies that don't want to see, dolphins being murdered and trees being burnt down, Polygon is going to sit there. They're going to have these NFTs, and the cost of these NFTs on the environment is negligible. It's hardly anything because it's now proof of stake. So I think you're going to see a lot more of these projects from Starbucks, Macy's, Walmart's, TK Maxx's.
So an advert yesterday on UK TV for McDonald's. You know they do the Monopoly game,
Yeah,
and you used to have to pull off the piece of paper that were your little thing.
yeah.
You now scan something
Ah.
rather than having the little pieces of paper you've got to keep, and it goes onto your phone.
Yeah.
I thought they'd missed a trick. Why have they not taken that to the next automatic level?
They probably will.
Yeah,
They probably will. I mean, this is the way everything's going to move now.
definitely.
And you know, from the environmental point of view as well,
Yeah,
the plastic cups and the plastic toys,
they've gone.
They need to be gone.
Yeah.
And the NFTs are going to be something which come in more and more over time. The question is, at what point do you have too many NFTs?
Yeah,
You know, is
True.
your you know, your receipt from Marks and Spencer's going to be an NFT? You know,
Yeah.
is your car insurance going to be an NFT? Is everything going to become an NFT?
yeah.
Because
They need
that-
to rebrand it though, because that NFT thing puts people off.
Exactly.
Just make it proper, real world terminology again.
Yeah.
Receipt,
Exactly.
electronic receipt that you keep and you can file.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, what would be good for these NFTs is, so for Halloween, for example, it's massive in America.
Yeah.
They love the pumpkin latte.
Yes, yeah.
Now, if this NFT that you get from Starbucks, if that unlocked a drink for you,
A secret drink.
a secret drink, a witch's brew,
Yeah,
yeah, which is like a green coffee.
not on the menu.
Correct.
Yeah,
So if there was kind of like, as well as them having rewards, if there was things that unlocked things that other people couldn't get, and they gave them a certain amount of like exclusivity,
yeah,
that I think would be something that would appeal to me to go to Starbucks. Because I love nothing more than getting that little tiny gingerbread man from Costa Coffee
Yeah.
that sits on top of the cream
Mm.
and then sinks if you don't take it out in time and it just dissolves. That, as an NFT,
yeah,
that not everybody can get, that would appeal to me.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like a step above.
Yes.
So everybody gets the gingerbread man,
Yeah.
but you get a gingerbread unicorn.
Yes.
And you can take a picture of it and you can show it to people in a really smarmy way.
Exactly.
That's what the world's all about these days.
That's what woke people like to feel
I
special about.
am better than you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wholly
Mm.
agree. Right. Now, moving into the world of finance,
Yeah.
Mhm.
this is, if this was in a bull market, this would be massive news. But it's come out at the pits of the bear market, as I've said a minute ago, and Brogan's going to take us through
Yeah.
the big news.
Okay, so Fidelity is considering offering Bitcoin to retail investors. Teased by Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novogratz, the wealth management giant is mulling a deeper dive into crypto. So, Fidelity customers may soon be able to buy Bitcoin via the company's brokerage platform, according to the Wall Street Journal. So, Fidelity is evaluating whether to offer Bitcoin to its individual investors, the newspaper reported Monday. Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novogratz said earlier today at New York's SALT Forum that he had heard rumors of the firm's plans. A little bird in my ear told me Fidelity is going to shift its retail customers into crypto soon enough, he said. Hope that bird is right. In April, news broke that Fidelity, which is also America's largest provider of 401k savings accounts, would launch a product that allows workers to save 20% of retirement funds in Bitcoin. Last year, Fidelity Global Macro Director Jurian Timmer said that the biggest cryptocurrency by market cap had a unique advantage over gold. Bitcoin is gaining credibility and as a digital analog of gold, but with greater convexity. My guess is that Bitcoin will, over time, take more market share from gold, he said. So,
Interesting.
What do you think of that news?
I think it's really positive.
Yeah.
And it links it in the right way for me as well. You see, it's grounding it in a nice financial product that everybody likes.
Well,
making it easy.
Yeah,
Making it easy.
I think he's right as well in terms of it being comparable to gold.
Yep,
Mm.
absolutely.
Look
spot
how
on.
you've gone over the moon with your new gold microphone.
Amazing.
Look at that.
Wow.
I've got a golden head.
Beautiful that is.
Beautiful. We did a video 2 or 3 weeks ago about BlackRock and Coinbase.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
And
very similar.
this is the thing. It's one of those ones where somebody will dip the toe first. So when BlackRock announced they were looking at this, they had more traffic to their website than anything else they've
Yeah.
ever announced.
So this is for individuals to do it themselves, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Are these companies already professionally wrapping these products for people? Because that's their issue, I guess, isn't it? That you're going to allow the public itself to decide. But if they're wrapping it themselves,
Correct.
that would have been pre-doing this.
What I think they're trying to do is create a gated entry to Bitcoin
Yeah,
for people that don't know anything about crypto.
yeah,
Yeah.
So they picked Coinbase because Coinbase is a lovely app and it's very easy to use. It's very easy to put your pounds and your dollars onto it. So
Yeah.
it's very easy to buy Bitcoin. So BlackRock have gone down the route of partnering with Coinbase. And what Fidelity have done, as far as I'm aware, they're going to launch a website in partnership with 3 or 4 other people. So how you buy a share in a company now,
yeah,
I imagine they're going to wrap this. So you're going to have a button that says buy Bitcoin, and you put your $100 and you press a button, and everything else goes on in the background. Fidelity will take their 1%, or I think they all have a charge, don't they, for the assets under management. So if you've got $10,000 a year, they charge you
yeah,
$50, whatever. So I think this is kind of creating their own little fiefdom to keep everybody, the 34 million customers, to keep them on Fidelity. Because what Fidelity don't want is 3 or 4 million customers going to Coinbase,
and taking their funds with them.
taking the funds with them, but then who are Coinbase partnered with?
Yeah,
BlackRock.
Yeah.
yeah,
So as far as I can see, the next step now is for everybody else, to all the other institutional investors, to FOMO in.
yeah, going to have to, aren't they?
Exactly, like Vanguard is one of the easiest web. I don't know if you've seen it. On
Yeah.
Vanguard in the UK, you can go there, you can put your credit card number in, and you can buy £100 a month worth of Vanguard World stock.
Yeah. Where are IG on this, do we think?
IG are more of an institutional. Who I don't know if IG are owned by or IG own. They have a retail product. IG
Right,
are
okay.
more for professional traders.
Right.
But Vanguard I can see being next, or the rest of them. I mean, this is by the end of next year. I'd imagine nearly everybody's going to be offering something similar,
Yeah.
and it's just how long it's going to take them to get to this point of offering it to their clients.
What's quite similar to this, but I don't really know, like, what it does in the background, but MoonPay. So there's a thing called MoonPay where you can put your, PayPal or credit card in, your debit card, whatever, and you can buy cryptocurrency and put it in your wallet straight away. So, it's not like you have this nice fancy app to do it. So it's already so you can already do this, but I assume this makes it just easier for people. But what's the difference? I mean, I know it's easy, but
My difference on this is that it's going to get rid of the nasty comments that come from financial institutions, because they've been downplaying Bitcoin, but now if they're offering it to the customers, they can't really downplay their own offering.
Yeah.
So I think that that's the big move forward for me.
And the other thing is, if you're Julian, for example, and you've been with Fidelity for 20 years, you're going to feel like your money's safe.
Yeah.
That level of trust that you've got in your bank or your investment company, that level of trust you can't easily replace with MoonPay. I mean, it took people 5 or 6 years to trust PayPal, and now look at the size of PayPal. So
Yep.
Fidelity are just offering their customers something which I imagine will have some level of insurance. It'll have some level of security. And, people aren't going to want to leave BlackRock or Fidelity if they're with them. They're going to want to stay with who they know.
secured. Okay, that makes sense.
Secure. Whereas MoonPay, which is a great product.
That's true. I guess it's your own domain then at that point after you get the crypto.
Exactly.
Which makes sense.
So this is big news. Unfortunately, the market won't respond because of the inflation.
I think it's going to be big news now as a slow burner,
Yeah.
because you're not going to get that negative feedback that we've been getting.
Yeah, and the other side is, once this goes live, irrespective of the news, you're going to have retail investors buying in.
Yeah.
But these aren't the same retail investors that buy and sell the way that the crypto retail investors are. These are people that are going to buy it, keep it there,
Yeah.
and then because it's not in the news every day,
Yeah.
when there is bad news, they're not going to immediately think about selling it.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we're going to stop seeing these massive 10% spikes up and down.
This is a big step to what I want to see, which is mainstream adoption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Huge step towards that.
Yeah, absolutely. But unfortunately, the markets are in such a way.
Yeah, we're not seeing the benefit yet,
No.
but we will.
Exactly. We will.
Mm.
Now, this is more of an exciting
Yes.
article next. This is
Big article. Not just like a big game, but it's just a really long article. Anyway, so, I'll just go through everything we have highlighted.
Is this about the gamings?
Yeah. So, I'll just go through it and then we'll talk
Do
about
I
it
need a
after.
joystick?
No.
No. Okay.
We'll see. I don't know. Maybe. So, Big Time. Alexander is passionate. So the game's called Big Time, by the way. Alexander is passionate about making the title feel like a second-generation crypto game, which is like normal games like Call of Duty, which don't involve NFTs or Fortnite, which don't involve Web3 or anything like that. So, second-generation crypto game that goes beyond the 2D experience of a play-to-earn title like Axie Infinity, which fell out of favor this year after facing falling token prices and a massive $622 million hack.
Yeah.
So Big Time has to be different. One of our most significant challenges has been introducing traditional gamers to our ideal of Web3, or the idea of Web3. So many of them have had early experiences with NFTs that have ended up being rug pulls, or scams, which left a bad taste in their mouths. So, Big Time's development process is a throwback to smaller games from the late 90s, Alexander said. We don't have a massive budget or 6 years to build the game, so we borrowed development processes and design thinking that went into earlier MMOs and RPGs. We would like to see Big Time serving as the gold standard for what NFTs and crypto can offer gamers and the game industry itself. Right now, there's generally cynicism around first-generation crypto games.
Correct.
We saw a similar trend with early free-to-play games, with their thin nature allowed many to misjudge how things would play out. Fast forward a few years past Farmville, and the same core free-to-play mechanics powered huge mainstream gaming hits like League of Legends and Fortnite. So if the game's done right, blockchain technology opens up a world for players, allowing them to truly own the assets they collect in game. So now we're going to like first look thoughts. So this guy who obviously wrote the article actually has played the game. So he said, it felt like I was about to hop into a game of Fortnite. So the network latency of Big Time, which gamers colloquially refer to as ping, was good as well, ranging from 12 to 50 milliseconds. So why does ping matter? Well, low ping essentially is essential for smooth, enjoyable game experiences. It's especially important for first-person shooters like Call of Duty. So Big Time has the Spirit of Dauntless, which is another game, with an aesthetic similar to Pokemon Sword and Shield mixed with Fortnite. Surprisingly though, neither crypto nor NFTs played a part in my first hours of Big Time playthrough. If no one had told me, I wouldn't have even known it was a crypto game. But high-level players can embark on quests and dungeon runs that can earn them NFTs. Those can then be sold for anywhere from a few dollars to over $500 an item on the Big Time online marketplace. So room to grow. I think they have a structure for a great game, but our early and lack of content filling need to get traditional gamers to switch over. One early access Big Time player who logged over 12 hours in the game with friends said he regretted his $20,000 purchase. He paid about 6 Ethereum for 3 gold passes, which was near $20,000 at the time. GNFT told Decrypt. They advertised a model of playing to earn a limited supply of NFTs during gold, which is, I assume, the pass. As an early buyer, GNFT said he felt Big Time studios didn't deliver on promises. So another guy talked about it in contrast to what this guy's just said. We are seeing a game create an ecosystem for incorporating non-Web3 gamers in innovative ways. I think that's powerful, and with the right cultivation and storyline and lore, the game has a great chance to succeed. So, lots of information from that.
An awful lot of information.
Yes.
My first question really to both of you is Steam, which is like a gaming platform shop we can buy games from.
Yep.
Epic that own Fortnite. All of these platforms are very. Was it Activision? No, another platform was going to introduce NFTs until there was an outcry in the community.
Was it Blizzard?
No, Ubisoft.
Oh yeah, Ubisoft. Yeah.
So my first question is, do you think that because NFTs and play to earn are a completely different change in the revenue model.
Yeah.
Do you think these gaming platforms are against NFTs because of selfish interests, i.e., they won't make as much money, or do you think they're doing it because of the community? Do you think the community are pushing back against NFTs, or do you think it's the platforms thinking they're not going to have the revenue?
I'm not too sure. Well, I know it would definitely cut down on revenue for the game companies unless they made some sort of like cut, like of handling the market. But I mean, like the article said, people haven't had a good experience with NFTs and in gaming because there's been a lot of hacks, rug pulls, lies, things like that. So I think it could be a mixture of both, possibly. That people aren't confident enough that it's going to be a reliable thing which they can actually,
So I suppose it's like going back to the fidelity thing we've just been talking about, which is you've got these companies that have trust and loyalty from their user base.
Yeah.
And if they bring in a game which is a rug pull,
It's
that
gonna
will then
lose all
ruin
of
their
it.
reputation.
Yeah.
Same with Steam, I suppose, as well. If Steam starts to list NFT
Yeah.
play-to-earn games and there's a rug pull, the first headline is going to be Steam lists
Yeah,
rug pull.
that's going to be Steam's fault.
And
And
it's gonna
then
be Steam's
Steam's
fault,
going to lose
exactly.
all their credibility, pretty much.
Exactly. So this game...
Do you think these new games like this one are going to ever have the power to actually break into this market?
Yes. In gaming, Fortnite reached, 60 million users in a year or two?
Possibly. I don't know.
And if you look at what was that other game that came out after Fortnite, I can't remember what it was called. We played it very briefly, where you've got 4 people on the team, you've all got different colours, whatever it was called. That reached 30 million users in the space of 3 months because it sat on the back of Fortnite.
Oh, Apex.
Apex.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't like when people deal with their cash, they're a lot more conservative
Yeah.
and go to places like Fidelity, Vanguard, etc.
Yeah.
When you've got gamers can spread the news of a new game in minutes.
Yeah.
And you'll have 5 million people playing your game.
So ultimately, is it down to how good the game is?
I mean, I think it's up to the genre of the game, and like you said, how good the game is, and how much the person benefits from NFTs, like how much they could either earn or,
Yeah.
What do you have to do in this big time game then?
I don't know. I think it's an RPG. So I think you just like play, you level up, and then you just like do dungeons, and you get like loot, which then is in the form of an NFT. So
Just
I
a
think so, like-
time sync type game.
Yeah.
You've also got to educate the gamers
Yeah.
in respect of what an NFT is.
Yeah.
Because at the minute, if they play this game and they get themselves a hat, a wizard's hat, for example, as an NFT, it's only going to work in that game.
Yeah.
The next step and the big step is for you to be able to take that wizard's hat and put it on a character in Fortnite.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's only ever going to take off once these big companies get involved. Because
Or-
otherwise they're going to block the small ones interacting with their games.
Correct.
what I think is that one of these small ones, like this game, is going to introduce people to NFTs. People are going to realise it can be good when it's trustworthy, and then the big companies are going to incorporate it.
Yeah.
So they're
Because-
using these as test cases until they go in and take it over.
I think so. I mean, like I said, like when people realise it can be a good thing if done properly, and like some guy said as well on here, like if it's done properly, this could be a really good thing. If people then realise the utility of it and how good it is, then I think mainstream game corporations will then go, okay, well,
So is Fortnite not ready to actually implement this?
Yes, it is.
It's a perfect game, surely.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
See-
why are they holding back just to wait and see who can actually make it work properly?
They've signed a deal. I can't remember if it was $1 billion to build their own metaverse.
Okay.
So what they're doing is they are not going to damage their core business,
Yeah.
which is Fortnite. They've signed a deal with a finance company. I don't actually think it's another gaming company, and they're going to build a Fortnite, an epic metaverse. Now, for me, the streamers, the people who stream their games, like Ninja, for example, if Ninja has got spiky hair and sometimes he's got a Mohican, sometimes he's got pink hair. If Ninja had a one-of-one, which is a unique NFT, and Ninja played as himself in games with his unique NFT, and he played Fortnite, and he played this new game, big game, whatever it's called, he played these games, gamers are going to flock to what streamers are playing and doing.
Yeah.
Now, if I had an NFT project like this, the first people I would try and drag on board would be Ninja, Asmongold, people like that. Get them on side.
Yeah, Asmongold would be perfect because now he's a role-playing game player, so his community can be full of people who play RPGs and therefore sink enough time into these games.
Yeah. You'd love Asmongold. He is just a miserable, old, cynical man.
Wasn't he the character that you really like on Peaky Blinders?
No. The Irish one?
Yeah.
No. Similar.
Similar type.
Similar.
Yeah.
Same surname.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. We're back to gold again.
So the streamers will, for me, the streamers will drive adoption.
Yeah.
And then the platforms, we'd have to be incredibly naive to not think these platforms are already building NFT games.
You just give enough time.
Just give enough time. Like you said before about Fidelity, they will bash Bitcoin to the point where they want to offer it and then they'll hype it.
Yeah.
These platforms like Epic are going to do the same thing. They're going to knock it, push it down until there's either a trusted party or Epic themselves launch their own metaverse and then allow a gated metaverse, for example, where you'll be able to play Fortnite or any other Epic game with the skins. So they're still going to try and keep control of it, but it's going to be in a more play-to-earn type game.
Yeah. Yep.
Very good article, that.
Yeah, very good.
I like that. Now, moving on. I do love a good Florida man story.
Love Florida man story.
Punching crocodiles.
Yeah.
Surfing on the top of a car down a motorway.
Yeah.
Skydiving off buildings. This one's a little bit more sinister.
Very. So, Florida man pleads guilty to role in a $100 million crypto investment Ponzi scheme. Empire's X head trader Joshua David Nicholas, 28, faces up to 5 years in prison for his role in the scam.
Wow, Joshua David Nichols.
Good name.
Nichols or Nicholson?
Hold on. Page is unresponsive. Let's just wait for it.
I think it's
There we go. Nicholas.
Nicholas?
Nicholas, yes.
It's there on the board. It's there. You can see it on the
Oh,
screen.
sorry.
So, a Florida man pleaded guilty on Thursday for his role in a global crypto Ponzi scheme that defrauded investors of approximately $100 million, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. Joshua David Nicholas, 28, was the head trader of Empire X, and he promised investors that their proprietary artificial intelligence-powered trading bot guaranteed returns of up to 1% a day. However, the bot did not exist, and Nicholas's manual trading resulted in significant losses. Customers were instead paid with money fed into the scam by later investors. Perfect Ponzi scheme. And the rest of the money was then used to lease a Lamborghini, shop at Tiffany & Co., and make a payment on a second home and more. So Nicholas pleaded guilty to one count of conspiracy to commit securities fraud, which carries a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison. Pyres and Gonclaves, I have no idea who these people are, out of nowhere, have both been charged with one count each of conspiracy to commit...
There is...
Associates.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. To commit wire fraud, and one count each of conspiracy to commit securities fraud, and they face up to 45 years in prison. I assume that's combined, or something like that.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
I love these schemes because they remind me of the same schemes that happened way back when in 2001, 2002 on the internet, where people would put up, send us $100 and we'll send you back $1,000, or give me £1 and I'll turn it into $1 million in 6 months kind of schemes. And they've been going on for 60, 70, 80 years.
And they'll continue to do so.
And they'll continue to do so. And this is just the next phase, which is using cryptocurrency, blockchain. It's the buzzword.
Yep.
People have already been told that you've got You know, these teenagers that have made $100 million out of Ethereum Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So for me, the more of these people who are caught and sent to prison, the more not so much the more it will deter people. We'll get onto that in the article about Europol, but more people will realise that sending anybody any money is only going to end badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's not a regulated exchange, Binance, Coinbase, Crypto.com, or a platform such as Fidelity, where your funds are as safe as they can be, they're never going to be 100% safe because it's crypto, but as safe as they can be, then you're only going to end in tears and lots of people in prison.
Yeah.
It's not really going to deter them, but it will hopefully put people off sending their cash. And it just happens to be Florida Man, which I love.
But great name.
Great name.
Great name.
Great
His
name.
mother obviously wanted triplets.
Should we be calling him Flow Rider Man? Or is there a copyright
No,
issue
there's a
there?
copyright issue on that one. Yeah, no.
What do you think about this?
I mean, it's pretty funny. No? I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Like, if you don't have any, institutional legislation or control from, or slight control over, like, an organisation, then you can never trust it 100%. And, the people who are putting in all this money, it's obviously not their fault. They're not going to know it, but, like, do your research, basically.
Yeah, I'm going to say, can we ever protect the stupid entirely?
Definitely. No.
You can't, can you?
I mean, look at the woman that was on This Morning a few months ago, and she'd met a guy who claimed he was a spy, who went out to the Ukraine or Russia and was then captured as a spy and needed £200,000 or £250,000 to free him from the Russian spies. She called Barclays, who refused to send the money, and so she issued them with a statement to send the money. He then disappeared with the £250,000, and now she's suing Barclays for allowing her to send her money to him. So you can't stop.
Can't make it up.
You can't stop stupid from being ripped off. You're right. And I would say the fortunate thing about this 100 million that's disappeared, I don't think that'll be too many retail investors. That's the only positive.
Yeah.
Because this sounds too much of a sophisticated scam for the average man in the street to understand. This is probably more like online crypto people who thought, oh, this is a really good idea. I'll put $100 in or $1,000 in.
Yeah.
And they add up. You
Yeah.
need 10 or 50,000 people to put the cash in for it to disappear.
Yep.
But this is the more of these people that end up in prison, the better.
Yeah, definitely.
And the more this hits the headlines, the better.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Moving on to Europol.
Yes. So, crypto is key to cracking down on crime, says Europol. According to experts, blockchain networks allow investigators to easily follow illicit funds and recover stolen assets converted into crypto. So while Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are being increasingly used by criminals, the open nature of the blockchain technology provides also. Open nature of blockchain technology provides authority with a key new way to tackle organised crime. So the use of cryptocurrencies is expanding into practically every country and sector, facilitating new forms of crime. Examples of illicit activities where crypto has been used include drug smuggling, match fixing in sports, and financing or manufacturing, acquisition, possession of export of weapons of mass destruction. The organisation also counts on new European legislation to ensure that crypto assets are treated like any other assets from the purpose of anti-money laundering regulation and supervision.
Yep.
Yeah. The new regulations, however, will not impose the tracking requirements on private, unhosted wallets that the EU Parliament initially planned in March. Okay.
So there's two parts to this for me. The first part I'll get out of the way, which is the European legislation. They want to create a complete list of all custodial and non-custodial wallets. So they're wallets held with exchanges,
Yeah.
but also the wallets that you've got on your computer,
Yeah.
like your MetaMask wallet, your Phantom wallet. They want a complete list of who owns all of these wallets. It's entirely impractical.
Yeah.
You can't do it. you can't prove who owns what without, sending chapter and verse and whatever else it might be. And they've got the security side and the privacy side of that completely wrong. So that's the first thing to get out of the way. The second thing is that this is on a public blockchain, and every transaction
Yep.
is recorded,
Correct.
as you know.
Yep.
So what do you think, in terms of the spin on this? This is a positive spin, isn't it?
Hugely positive, yeah. All the negative stuff in the past has been that Bitcoin can be used for fraudulent activity and that you don't know what's going on and circumventing everything else. It never has been that, has it? Because it's an audit trail.
Correct.
And everybody's checking what everybody else is doing,
Yeah.
in effect.
I suppose the only question I've got for you is, if I buy a painting off a criminal, I own a painting which is the proceeds of crime, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the police can come and knock on my door and take away my painting.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if I buy Bitcoin that has previously been owned by a criminal? What happens then? Is that proceed?
It can't be.
Do you take the Bitcoin off?
It can't be, because it's like saying that £5 note in your pocket is being used by criminals as well.
The only difference is that you can prove that Bitcoin was held by a criminal.
Yeah.
Whereas the £5 note in your pocket, unless you go down the route of the serial number,
Yeah.
to someone from a bank, you can't prove that £5 note wasn't used for drugs or guns or whatever else it might be. So my issue is that this is brilliant. This is the best thing that can happen. Is the authorities come out and say, we can track criminal activity using the blockchain,
Yeah.
which like you just said, everybody's able to do it. But what do you think about this proceeds of crime issue? Do you think we'll have to change the law?
I don't know really. I mean, because it's Bitcoin. It's not like it's a store of value, right? So it's not like it's a bit like buying gold. If you buy gold off a criminal, would that also get taken off you?
Yes.
So would you? So when they take it off you, do you get do you get the value of that back?
No, basically, if you buy a stolen painting or a stolen car,
They take it off you.
you just take it off you because it's not yours. You bought a stolen item. It should be, I suppose, on your shoulders to look at the provenance of the painting or the car or whatever else.
Yeah.
So you have that side of it.
But are there going to be tools then introduced whereby you can actually do that?
That
Should
would
be.
probable.
Because that's easy to do, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I know the American government, the tornado cash fiasco.
Yeah.
They've closed it down because
Yeah.
it can be used to rinse
Yeah.
cash. They've now issued guidance on if you've got funds in tornado cash on how you can legally get them out.
Okay.
So like you said, there's a possibility that in the future, because everything's on the blockchain, you'll be able to maybe see Bitcoin that has been used by fraudulent activity.
Yeah.
And there might be a possibility whereby legally, if you are 2 or 3 steps away,
It's okay.
then it's
Yeah.
okay. So maybe there's something in the future where you'll be able to fraud check the Bitcoin or the Ethereum. That you
Yeah, I
probably
can't
want.
see why not.
Yeah.
It would be too hard. You just reverse the Bitcoin transaction history,
Yeah.
and then you go, okay, well this is from this wallet, which is also tracked as a criminal.
Yeah.
Don't buy it.
Because how easy is it, like Brogan said, if you've got gold from somebody, how easy is it to check that's provenance? You can't. So this is, again, a step that's better,
Yeah.
potentially.
Potentially. Potentially, it's great news.
Yeah.
Yep.
And finally, some humour.
Yeah.
Well, humour
From the outside looking in.
from the outside listening in
Yes.
is humour.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go through. I mean, this is what 5,000 word article.
Yeah, I have like 2 things highlighted, but we'll just talk about the audio and things like that. So, a neighborhood's cryptocurrency mine, like a jet that never leaves. Cryptocurrency mining brought a constant noise to this remote part of Appalachia. Where is that?
Whereabouts is it?
Doesn't say. It's
It's
just
in
Appalachia.
America. Somewhere in America, I think.
Is it the Appalachian? near the Appalachian Mountains.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, Appalachia. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
That's quite rural, isn't it?
Well, it was. Until it became a crypto hub.
So, okay, before we do it, let's see if we can hear this audio. Is that working?
It is quite loud.
Hold on, let me
It's quite loud.
fiddle. Give me a second. This way.
So is this in the middle of the countryside and they've just allowed somebody to build this?
I'm gonna have me rant about this in a minute.
Oh.
When we get to the end, because this is the time for the rant.
Right.
And I think the place is rural,
Yeah.
but I think obviously they've allowed it to be built near a town,
Oh, near a
Well,
town.
village, town, hamlet, as we would call it in the UK.
Right, okay.
So
Let's see if this works. Oh, look. Don't know how loud that is. Yeah.
You got the one with the bird noise in?
Oh, yeah, we've all it. So the sound is coming from a cluster of sheds at the base of the mountain housing a cryptocurrency data center operated by the San Francisco-based firm Prime Block. It's like living on top of Niagara Falls. Oh, what is his name? Mike Lugiewicz.
Call him Loogie.
Loogie. I was calling Mike.
Call him Mike.
Said Mike, whose home lies less than 100 yards from the mine. When it's at its worst, it's like sitting on the tarmac with a jet engine in front of you. But the jet never leaves. The jet never takes off. It's just annoying. It's just constant annoyance, he said. All right, so we've got some more sound clips here. So these are natural bird sounds.
Nice.
Very nice.
That's why you moved for that, Mike.
Yeah.
Idyllic.
Yeah.
This is what it's like now.
Have you got any grounds?
Yes.
All noise.
So that was the Where is it?
Appellation.
That's the Appalachian one. This is, I think it's another one somewhere else, but you know, it's just as big or something. Or maybe it's the same one, but just further away. Maybe that's
You
what
can
he
hear the
hears.
drone in the background, can't you?
Huh?
You can hear the drone.
The
in the
drone of the
background.
mines, yeah.
It's like the people that are going to be getting next to HS2.
Yeah.
But is he one of these people not in my backyard type of people?
Well, we'll get onto it in the article. There's a lady who's done some research into the volume of sound that it's the equivalent to, which we've highlighted.
Okay.
And I think that'll point out it's slightly more than one HS2.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, across America, there are relatively few standards of noise pollution. Enhanced by weather, topography, and the surrounding silence in this remote part of Appalachia.
Yep.
The unrelenting noise quickly became intolerable for Mike.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
As you read the article? Does it mention anywhere the name of his town? Isn't it called Poor Town?
I don't know.
Oh, well, it is now, isn't it?
It is.
It was called Town before, I guess.
It probably says somewhere on him. Oh, yeah, here it is. Who moved to Poorhouse Mountain
Poor house.
Mountain.
from Brooksville.
And now it's Loud House Mountain.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man. Kurt Fristrup, a former Park Service scientist who studied noise impacts on rural environments, compared the noise near Mike's home to living close to a very busy road without normal pulses in traffic. Imagine 1945, I think. There's 1945 sedans traveling close together non-stop on a 3-lane road at 35 miles per hour.
Constantly.
Kurt said. Chandler Song, a co-founder and co-owner of Prime Block, who serves as the company's chief innovation officer, said that he had received no noise complaints from county officials.
Is that because he can't hear them?
Yeah.
His phone's on silent.
No, it's not. It's on really loud. You can't hear it. However, he said that the mine is building noise insulation walls. He and his wife began building a new home. I don't know who this is. He and his wife began building a new home about 1.6 miles up the mountain, far enough away that the mine is only a distant.
Mike's building a new house.
Oh, yeah.
To move himself away from it.
Yeah.
Barely audible hiss. Okay. Okay, I don't
It'd be
think.
funny if planning permission was to build a second mine 1.5 miles away next to his house.
No one thought much of anything in the summer of 2021 when a long vacant field across the street from the mountain was cleared and power poles erected. That's mostly it. Is there anything else at the bottom? Oh, here it is. For wildlife, the picture is even worse, Buxton says. What is this?
Buxton's the naturist lady who's been looking at
Oh,
the
yeah, there's some
effects
pictures
on the
here.
environment. I could only pick a few sentences out because the article's so long I didn't want to bore people to death.
Is this the mine? Oh, it's a bit late on the screen. I think I've got the mine up, and there's 2 old people.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Is this Mike? Really old man?
No, that's another old couple that moved there to retire,
Oh,
I believe.
Oh,
that's a shame.
So what's the lady got to say about the mating calls
Uh,
of the lesson
let's see.
spotted squirrel?
At its very simplest, the noise can mask important sounds like wildlife listening for approaching predators or listening for mates. That's what Patricia Callahan says happened to her. 3 years ago, she bought a condo a quarter of a mile from the base of Poorhouse Mountain. Then came the crypto mine. It's ruined my life, she said. There she is. Yeah.
Poor woman.
Now, Callahan says the mine's noise crowds her thoughts, and it's louder at night and on the weekends, she says, at the very time she's trying to relax.
so is she complaining about not being able to hear her husband, do we think? Because he's delighted.
I believe she was in a car crash,
Oh.
so she's got PTSD,
Oh.
Oh, no.
and this really affects her.
Wow.
Just took
Yeah,
the
that's...
tone down a bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Yeah, but, wow.
Okay. So the one thing I'd say about this is,
Who's given planning permission?
who has allowed a commercial grade crypto mining farm
Yeah.
to be built 100 yards from a population?
And in such idyllic surroundings.
Exactly. Now the power company have said something on the lines of, well, we've supplied the electricity, it's our job to supply the electricity, and as long as they pay the bills, we really don't need to get involved. And obviously it's generating income for the village, the
Huge.
town, wherever it is.
The bears will be happy. I bet the bears love crypto.
Yeah. The
'Cause
bears
they're the
look-
top of the chain, aren't they? If nothing can hear them coming.
Exactly. Well, we can't see them coming. They came after us yesterday, didn't they? We proper swiped down yesterday. So I think there needs to be legislation, not just for crypto. You shouldn't be allowed to build
No.
anything of that scale near people
And volume.
and volume. And then as an afterthought, if the owner of the company, Primeblock, if the owner hasn't had any complaints from anybody, why is he building soundproofing?
Exactly.
He's now getting complaints,
And
actually.
why didn't he incorporate that in his original design?
Exactly. So he's been there. It doesn't seem very loud to him.
Yeah.
He's had no
Because he doesn't
complaints.
live there, does he?
Correct, he doesn't live there. And all of a sudden, there's soundproofing going up around it.
Mm.
That makes no sense.
No.
So what this looks to me, there's another lady in there who says that she's called the local sheriff to complain about the noise and nobody's come back to her. So I think this is one of those inconvenient things that they just allow to happen because it's bringing them income,
Yeah,
Mm.
which is sad.
it is.
Yeah.
So,
It still could have brought them income if they'd have done it the right way.
correct.
Now it's all reactionary again.
Correct. So there needs to be some kind of state level, in America especially. And in the UK, I don't think we're as... I don't think we do that.
Mm.
I think the planning permission process in the UK is probably a lot more rigorous. I think we've probably already got sound pollution laws in place.
Yeah.
But in America, they don't. So maybe they just need to change the laws and actually go and visit the location if it's too loud, turn it off. Why can't they turn it off until
Yeah.
they've got the soundproofing in place?
Exactly.
Mm.
Poor old Mike.
Poor old Mike and his
Mm.
wife.
Well.
So anyway, that's it for Wednesday.
Yep.
Any final thoughts, Julian?
I'm off to cook some tea this evening.
What are you having?
I'm having chicken harissa and I'm going to put it in wraps.
What is that?
It's like a Moroccan type thing.
Wow.
Spicy, slightly spicy. Wrap it in a wrap, bit of lettuce, bish bash bosh.
Yeah, beef red rush.
Anything from you, Brogan, before we go?
No.
All right, well, thanks for listening,
Yeah.
And for subscribing.
And liking.
and we'll see you on Saturday.
Yep. Bye bye.
Bye.